Taika Waititi's second entry to the MCU is a bit of a mixed bag. Actually, it's a very big and problematic mixed bag. Look, I love Thor Ragnarok, and everything Taika did to change both the character and the film. I think it's one of the better entries that Marvel has to offer. But Thor Love and Thunder very much felt like too much of a good thing. They really went overboard with this film. But let's go over the good aspects about the film first. First off, the film overall looks very good. The use of the volume stage really did help brighten up the film. The biggest problem I had with Ragnarok was that for how colorful and funky space is supposed to look, it very much looks drained of any color and vibrance. It looks just about as colorful as both the Captain America Russo films. Not good. But in this film, it looks very vibrant, very colorful, and very consistent in quality. I really like that. I don't know why these films more often than not tend to be grayscaled back when they can clearly make them look stunning. I also really like how Jane and Thor's relationship gets more development this go around. If you compare the original Big Three's romances, Jane and Thor's relationship is most definitely the weakest. But here, while not enough to service the entirety of the relationship, it's at least serviceable to give some needed impact and tension to the film. And Jane's inclusion to the film didn't feel out of place at all, as I thought it would be. The chemistry between Thor, Jane, Valkyrie, and Korg is seamless. It doesn't feel forced at all. And the last but not least, Christian Bale's Gorr the God Butcher. He just fits the role so well, and as Bale has done in the past, he gives the best performance out of the entire cast, no matter how limited his screen time is. Definitely one of the better villains Marvel has in its repertoire. Now that we got the good stuff out of the way, let's get on with the bad. And boy, are there a lot of hiccups in the film.
Jane?
Let me warn you, this section has spoilers, so if you don't want to listen, don't. You've been warned. First off, the story is the main problem. While I do believe the overall story and synopsis can be great, the way it's structured and built upon is not. The script itself feels very much like an early draft. This is a problem with a number of recent Marvel films have. Bad scripts. The story had a number of great ideas going for it. Jane's arc with her cancer diagnosis, and Gorr's arc with her daughter being the two standouts. But both felt very undercooked and underdeveloped. Great ideas, poor execution in the story. I mean, they had to use narration to fast track a lot of Jane's development in the first act. This film really needed another 20 minutes because it feels half-baked. We barely get to see Gorr as well, which makes his story arc as the main villain underutilized. I mean, the whole sequence with Zeus almost made me forget about Gorr entirely and why we're there in the first place. I just didn't really care. Also, the jokes, they're either good or just the worst of the entire franchise. Marvel definitely let Taika let loose with the film, being one of the two screenwriters credited. Compared to Ragnarok, where he didn't write screenplay at all, Ragnarok had a really good balance of when to change the tone. It pushed against the Marvel formula. But in this film, one slight tease of seriousness is followed by jokes flying left and right. It got pretty annoying. Also the goats, extremely annoying. So pretty much a number of the problems I have with Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness are present here as well. Although I would drop that from a 7 out of 10 to 6.5. It hasn't grown on me too well. And at the end of the day, Thor Love and Thunder is fun. Extremely dumb and messy fun. But this does make me question the quality of a lot of these Marvel projects coming out in Phase 4. Very few of the releases so far are actually good. I'm giving Thor Love and Thunder a 6.6 out of 10.